I am very disappointed. Not in the movie. I love M3gan 2.0. It was very fun, creative, and refreshing for a movie sequel. What I am disappointed by is the box office. Not a lot of people went to go see it, probably because it had other competition. Not just because people were perplexed by the genre change, which if you're a horror movie fan, this isn't really a new thing. However, M3gan 2.0 had other competition, like F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, and Superman. The first one did much better because it released in January, which typically January movies suck. Like, have you ever seen that stupid ass Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D movie? Oh my god, that was horrendous.
Do your thing, cuz.
It would have been cool to at least have one movie to look forward to in the month of January. And who knows, definitely wishful thinking. Not only will it kick off the year on a high note, but maybe it could have kicked off the idea that, hey, maybe you can release a good movie in January. Don't be afraid of that month, damn it. I am honestly really scared that there will not be another M3gan movie. Now, we do have the upcoming spin-off film, Soulmate, where it is in the same world as M3gan, and similar to the first film where the android gets attached to a person, this time, it's more romantic. The story follows a man who, after the death of his wife, buys an android in order to help with his grief. I'm not exactly sure if the android is going to be modeled after his wife, like who knows, but I'm very positive that the android is going to be very super nice and sweet and attentive, and is super overprotective that they become murderous, just like that one episode of Batman Beyond. Terry's friend dates a robot. Only this time there's no Batman, which sucks, but this time it's going to be more bloody and scary, which is good. Hopefully, the box office of M3gan 2.0 does not cancel that movie. Please, God, no, I really want to see Soulmate. And if we can have M3gan cameo in that movie, that'd be great, like in an after credit scene or something. I don't know, but I want to see that. M3gan 2.0 tackles the theme of the dangers of AI. You can argue that the first one did as well. However, that movie was more about the dangers pawning your kid off to electronic devices, aka turning them into iPad kids, especially when those parents are not giving their kids enough attention. Not necessarily discipline, but more about the bonding between a parent and a child that would strengthen their relationship, which is ironically the same plot as the upcoming Toy Story 5. So we could just say that Toy Story is ripping off M3gan. That's interesting. But this one, even more than the first movie, goes more into the dangers of AI, which this movie, it may not be scary. Now, fear is subjective apparently, but the idea that AI can have this overwhelming power over the populace is, to me, very intense. How smart, how clever, how 10, 20, 50,000 steps ahead a computer can have over a human. Like, they go as far as to show how much technology can have a negative effect on people, even leading to not only injury but to death. I'm surprised no one's fucking listening. I thought Terminator would be the one that would get people to listen, but no. People think, oh, well, that's a movie, it can't happen, right? Yeah, you'd be surprised how accurate a film can be. M3gan is funny and charming and witty, just like as she was in the first one. I argue even more so. The movie allows her to have more comedic moments, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Not at all, for that matter, because I enjoy her personality every single second that she is on screen, and shows different sides of her, and the sides that we did get to see in the first movie are further expanded upon. There's a scene in the movie, which I won't spoil, where M3gan is talking to Katie in her temporary new room because she's genuinely concerned for Katie's well-being. I found the jokes to be enjoyable. I found M3gan herself was an absolute scene stealer. Even the actress who plays Amelia was outstanding. I fucking loved her as this like emotionless killer machine. The scene where she's trying to seduce the grubby billionaire was hilarious. As I said before, that this isn't a new thing for a movie series to go from horror to action. I mean, you look at the Evil Dead series. To me, the first one was a straight up horror movie, second one was a horror comedy, the third one was more action comedy with horror elements. The action scenes are very fun and creative. It never bothered me that M3gan being an android may make her less vulnerable in these situations versus a human in these situations. It was fun seeing the T-800 fighting T-1000 then, and it was very fun to see M3gan fight Amelia now. At the same time, it does retain its own identity, not copying any plot points from Terminator 2 other than you have one android possibly fighting an even better android. I will say I do hope that the next movie, hopefully there is one, goes back to a bit of horror. Maybe not M3gan herself, she doesn't have to be a horror movie villain again, but I would like some horror movie elements, something monstrous and demonic that M3gan has to go against, whether literally or figuratively speaking. Honestly, I think it'd be really cool if M3gan and AI goes up against a supernatural monster or creature, a being. How would an AI adapt to a situation like that? Humans are one thing because humans are documented. There's certain patterns that humans make, and of course information available on the internet that an AI can use to its advantage to take on a human being. But what would happen if M3gan goes up against a monster that isn't very documented, where not a lot of information, if there is any, is available for her? Something that's even unpredictable to a machine. The idea of technology versus magic or dark magic sounds really fun, especially if you go more into a horror comedy route. That could be really cool. Doesn't necessarily have to be Chucky, but it could be Chucky. I'd be down for that. I would see that movie day one. All in all, it was a really great movie. If you haven't seen M3gan 2.0, give it a chance. Honestly, keep an open mind about it. It was a fun movie.